Dr. Simone Matthew and guests every other Wednesday from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. We examine where they came from, where they have been, where they are now, and how we can move forward together with our brothers and sisters at home and abroad to inspire and elevate our country, our economy, our people, and our youth to achieve excellence and success. Connections on Q every other Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Only on Q95, the big station.
Jacob is calling his children. Well, right, so we walk. Oh, children, home. Oh, to Zion. Oh, wanna go. Take me home.
Roots Connections on Q, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Every other Wednesday. Roots Connections on Q, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Every other Wednesday on Q95, the big station. Dominicans journey beyond our shores for decades in search of economic opportunities and educational advancement. Many are ready to give back to their cherished nature island. Welcome to Roots Connections on Q. Join Dr. Simone Matthew on Q95 as we tap into the life and times and expertise of our nature island Dominicans at home and abroad. From our agriculture and industry to sustainable development, resilience and renewable energy to the music, art, and entertainment industries. Join Dr. Simone Matthew and guests every other Wednesday from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. We examine where they came from, where they have been, where they are now, and how we can move forward together with our brothers and sisters at home and abroad to inspire and elevate our country, our economy, our people, and our youth to achieve excellence and success. Root Connections on Q every other Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Only on Q95, the big station.
Jacob is calling his children. Well, right, so we walk. Oh, children, home. Oh.
Good evening, Dominica, the Caribbean region, and the rest of the world. And welcome to another episode of Root Connections on Q, right here on Q95, the big station. Wherever you're joining us from, whatever you might be doing right now, I hope you're having a great week. It is always great to be in your company for our number one program that features a world where we see constant change. So we focus on the changes that are going on in this world. So we also feature the change makers, the visionaries among us who are no longer sitting by the sidelines, but they're on the front line of helping us to navigate a world where change is the only constant. So here we talk about the changes we should be concerned about, the changes we should be taking advantage of, and what changes we need to make in order to move our Caribbean region and our Caribbean people forward. So today we have another packed program for you. We are joined by some upcoming rising stars out of Dominica. So, you know, one of the things I really enjoy doing here on this program is featuring those who are creating a path to success for themselves and just bringing them to our attention and asking the question, what can we do to help them to change the challenges that they're facing into opportunities? So how are we helping them to pave a path to success? And this evening, we are looking at the music industry. So we're very happy to be joined by three artists out of Dominica. We have Mr. Yannick Classic James. We also have Shasha, and we also have Shalina. So three very prominent uprising stars out of Dominica. And I'm calling them stars because you know what? That is where they're going to end up. They're going to make it big in the music industry. And the only question we have to ask ourselves is how are we going to help them to get there. So again, welcome to Roots Connections. This is episode number 96 for today, and I am your host, Dr. Simone Matthew. Before we get started, we always like to say a prayer for our country and all the challenges that we continue to face. And in particular, this evening, we are saying a prayer for Alex Bruno and his family because we know that he recently lost his son, Jean-Yves Bruno, and he was laid to rest earlier this week. So we want to say a special prayer for Alex and everyone who has been impacted by the senseless violence we see in Dominica. And so we have to continue to focus on our youth. We have to focus on youth development and giving our youth opportunity and giving them a pathway to success, because we know what they say, idle hands, the devil's workshop. So we want to welcome you to the program, whether you're listening on Q95 radio or you will be joining us on social media on Q95 FM radio, on YouTube and Facebook, or on Push Past 10 on Facebook. And we see we already have Magula Rock. Nice to see you, my good friend out there in Dominica. So thank you for being here. Don't forget to share the live. Let everyone know that we're here for another power-packed episode of Roots Connections. And don't forget to click the notification button so you will never miss when we go live. We say good evening to you, Lambi. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being on the console to take the calls as they come in later. We also want to say good evening to Mr. Sherwin Norris, our engineer, and Mr. Sheridan Gregoire, and the rest of the Q95 family. So with that, let's give a warm welcome to our guests as we invite them. Let me go ahead and unmute your mics because we were having some issues earlier. So I will take charge of muting and unmuting the mics this evening. So let us go ahead and give them a warm welcome. We will begin with you, Shalina. So tell us who you are, where you're from. Of course, there's been Roots Connections. Just a little bit about your connections to Dominica before we get into the program. So welcome and thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for welcoming me to the 96th, you said, edition of Roots Connection. Listen, I'm happy to be here. My name is Shalina, guys. I've been a Dominican since birth. After all, I've been doing music for a number of years. I've been doing music since 2009 professionally. Worked with Red Hot Flames, Burning Flames, Luke Leandre, Henderson, Gordon Henderson, number of artists, a number of various, and also I have one of my features or right here with me, Classic. So my roots in Dominica is just me being a Dominican, and I'm from Roseau. So let's imagine.
Yes, excellent. So you're from the heart of the city, Roseau. Yes. So Tasha, tell us a little bit about you. Introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Charis Fabian. I go by Shasha. I recently started singing Booyah music. My first song was released in May. I'm from Grand Bay. I was born and raised in Dominica, but I currently reside in the US. But home is where the heart is. I was just home this weekend. I came back on Monday, actually. So yes, I'm new to this. I am, growing in the music industry. I started in May, so I am fresh in the business.
Yes, so I think you will have a unique perspective as the newest player, the newest kid on the block, yes. I should say. And then I also, if you follow me on social media, you know I'm a huge supporter of this young man, Mr. Yannick Classic James. I'm always pushing his music because one of the things, well, two things I really like about Classic is number one, he has no nasty lyrics. And from day one, I always told him, I'm going to support you to the max as long as you do not get into nasty business. And he has kept his word. And number two, Classic is looking for opportunities. You know, we talk so poorly about the youth, which is regrettable, but this is a young man who never asks for a handout. He never asked for a handout. I cannot tell you how many people will reach out to me and all they want is money. And it is so unfortunate. Instead, he always just asks for a hand up, somebody to give him an opportunity. And so I had the pleasure of meeting him when I visited Dominica a few years ago. And I can tell he is a wonderful spirit. And there are many young people in Dominica, like Classic, who are not looking for handouts. They are not buying into that dependency mindset that we're seeing in Dominica, but they're saying to us, how can you help me to promote me? I am doing the work. I am willing to do the work. All that I am asking you to do is to support my work by simply sharing it and opening doors for me. So, Classic, it is always good to connect with you. So, I think I've said a lot, but go ahead and introduce yourself.
You nearly put tears in my eyes.
Aw, I'm proud of you.
Good night, everyone. My name is Yannick James. I'm originally from the countryside, the village of Kalibishi, but known as Classic. I was the co-founder and lead vocalist of former band here, Ignition Band in Dominica. Sad to say that the band is broken up right now, but I'm still here. I'm still here. I've been doing music for 5 years professionally, and as Miss Timon said, I don't take handouts. I ask for a hand up, not out, up. You know, I've been working with artists in the past, and actually, right now, a woman which, to be honest, I am very grateful to be working with. Shalina is with me on the live right now, and I'm so grateful for her and her guidance and her step in my journey so far. So
Yes.
look out for a
Yeah.
lot of stuff coming.
Yeah, and interesting enough, that is what sparked this whole conversation because the same time you sent me the collaboration with you and Shalina, Tilly Wetfed, if anybody is from Dominica, you know who Tilly Wetfed is. He
Yep.
is, I guess he is the promoter for Shasha. He sends me her music as well. So it was like the universe saying, it's time once again to promote our artists. So I jumped on the opportunity. And if you're looking at us on Facebook and YouTube, you will see in the center of your screen, there's a reason why she's in the center. We have Miss Kathy Robinson. And so Kathy is a youth advocate among many other roles that she plays. And I also want to introduce Kathy to our audience because she is going to be partnering with me on Roots Connections and on many other ventures. As you may have known from the last program that Kathy was with me back when we did the Art Expo. Kathy is from Bath Estate, so I consider her, my cousin, because we pretty much grew up together in Bath Estate. But recently we had a powerful conversation on the importance of pulling resources together. And Kathy, I just looked at a post that you made on LinkedIn where you mentioned that so many times we are afraid of collaborations because we're afraid of somebody's going to steal our ideas. And that is such the opposite of what can happen when we choose to collaborate. So I'm happy already to see that Classic and Shalina are in a collaboration. And I'm happy to see that the generation that Tilly is coming from is supporting Shasha, the next generation. So Kathy, I want you to introduce yourself, but I also wanted to say to our audience, I'm super excited that we reconnected and we're going to be collaborating both off screen and on screen. So they can expect to see you as my co-host on some of the programs, but we will be working together because again, the strategic alliances, those partnerships, those collaborations we've seen formed right here on Roots Connections, especially as it relates to the agriculture field, is what is needed to help to move our country, our region, and our people forward. So, Kathy, again, I'm excited for the collaboration, and I just want you to go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience.
Hi, Simona. Good night. Hi, Shalina, Classic, Shasha, and our gentleman in the studio. Good evening to you, and thank you, all the other persons who have made this possible. All those who are listening via Facebook or otherwise, good evening. My name is Kathy Robinson. I'm even afraid to say I am no stranger, but there's still people who may not know me. So I am Kathy Robinson. I been to convent, as Simon says, Bath Estate, Blue, all my life from since you're 5 years old. And though I don't reside in Dominica right now, but blood is blood, home is home, right? And we'll always feel that connection to our roots. There you go, roots connection. So I am founder and CEO of Olive Tree Synergies LLC, also known as Getaway Holistics. And so I do strategic business and wellness consultant. I'm a transformational coach and educator. I'm a youth advocate. And also I have a podcast, The Youth Effect. It's basically a conduit for the youth, facilitating new voices. Only you, basically, it's all your voices, what they're going through, in order to bridge that generational gap, to create a more harmonious society and breaking down and changing mindsets where the youth are concerned. So that's me in a nutshell. When I talk about business, I'm also a food safety specialist. I do process and procedure management. I'm a quality system manager as well. I said food safety, yeah. So a lot of little hats along the way, but yes. And a parent of two wonderful girls.
Yes, yes. So Kathy's role this evening is going to be that voice of reason, right? So she's going to share in her own experience doing her programs, and with her knowledge, she's going to share on the obstacles, right? The obstacles that we see many of our youth facing. But you know me, I like to speak directly to our young people as well, so they can tell us their successes, they can tell us their challenges. So Shasha, with you being the newest to the industry, we're going to start with you. And first, we want you to tell us why you decided to get into the bouillon industry. What was that draw that pulled you in to the bouillon industry? Let's make sure she is unmuted. There you go. You're muted.
Okay. Honestly, it was my dad's idea. I mean, I could sing ever since I was a little girl. I always had that talent, but I never pursued it as a career or anything. But my dad writes music. So I think he got in contact with Tilly and Massman. He's a producer. And like they just came up with the idea, and he spoke to me about it, and I said, why not? I'll give it a try. I have the talent, he has the writing skill, we have a team, so let's see how far we can get with it. And that's how it came about.
And what has your first experience been like so far?
It's been good. I mean, still have a lot of work to do, especially building an audience. There's a lot of bouillon artists right now, and there's a lot of different type of bouillon music. So mine is different, so I have to build my audience and so forth. But it's been good so far. Just a lot of work.
Yeah, and as far as you know, are there any female bouillon artists living here in the States from Dominica?
In the US? No, not that I know.
So we can already say you have a competitive advantage
Yes.
in this area, because that is what we have to recognize, right? We have to recognize our unique niche, right? So we can say, yes, there are a lot of other people doing this, but I am unique within myself. This is what I have to offer, and this is what I'm going to bring. This is what I'm going to bring that is different, and this is what will be able to take me to the next level. Now, Shalina, you mentioned some big names, so you got my interest immediately when you mentioned the likes of Burning Flames. I think you also mentioned, was it Gordon Henderson, somebody in Cadas?
Yes.
In Cadas Calypso. So kind of tell us your professional experience so far and how these opportunities came your way. Because one of the things I want to ensure that we explore during this conversation is how do we get from point A to point B to point C to the point where we are on the world stage. So kind of just walk us through your journey when you started, I believe 5 years ago, was it?
Right?
Yes.
No,
No,
2009.
Classic was 5. Yes. So walk us through your journey. Walk us through your journey.
Well, just like Sasha, I started off as a green mango, and bloomed into a full nice, those nice bitter skin, deadly mangoes after a mango season still around a little bit. And I've just tried to wiggle my way into whichever opportunity that I could have gotten at the time. Of course, when you start music and you start music on your own, you have no idea where you're going to end up. You have no idea who's going to even assist you in your journey. And I was grateful that I had, not exactly in 2009, but in the beginning years of my musical career, I had Mikel and Junior Del Sol pulling me in to her band to backups, and then climbed, moved to Burning Flames a few years later. Not Burning Flames, well, Burning Flames and Red Hot Flames, because it was a contracted band all together,
And
right?
how did that come about, right? So it's one thing to
That
find
one,
success in Dominica, but how did you go from Dominica to Burning Flames?
okay, Dominica to Burning Flames. Burning Flames used to come to Dominica often.
Right.
Everybody who is not my age but older knows that, right?
Yes.
They we used to connect with an auntie of mine, Auntie Solange. Big up yourself if you're listening. She is a very troublesome lady, but a very loving, hearty, and whenever she sees an opportunity for any one of her family members, her nieces, her nephews, her sisters, her families, she will put them on. Our close friends, she will put them on. So basically, when Fox, Bubai, and Onion used to come to Dominica, they used to spend time at her house. So she found out from him that in an audition to get an artist from the Caribbean, a female artist from the Caribbean, to join his band, Red Hot. So she was like, "What? Okay, let me send the information for you." She was a little bit under the table. Don't tell him it's me that send you his number, I giving you a little edge. So I send you the number. She sent me the number. And when she sent me the number, I sent him a message. I said, "Hi, my name is Charlina. I'm from Dominica. I understand that you're doing auditions for a female artist from the Caribbean to join your band." I asked him if Dominica was exclusive. He said no. He said he welcomed it. I did an audition right here in Dominica, a video audition, singing, dancing, and then sent it over. And he said, "You know what? I don't think I ever worked with a Dominican artist, so let's do it." And that's how it happened. That happened in 2015, 2016, 2015.
Mm-hmm. And what was that experience like for you? Classic, I'm coming to you. And we also have the honor of being joined by the rebel rocker himself, a man who needs absolutely no introduction, Mr. Carl Kofi James. So everybody, round of applause. A legend is with us. We are honored. So Carl, we'll come to you in just 1 minute. But Charlina, so tell us what that experience was like for you.
It was very exciting, and anxiety was creeping up on me because a small fish climbing a big tree, moving on a fast train. It was a different experience, I must say, because Unku, Fox, these people have been going on in the soca music world for years. They have awards to show their success, and me coming as a TTV on the scene was a liberating experience. Trust me, I learned a lot from Unku. He's a very troublesome man to this day. But he's very, this is what we should be doing. Let's do this. Let's make this happen. We have events. We'll have fun on stage,
Mm-hmm.
And studio time used to be anytime, midnight, even 11 o'clock, we in the studio, 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, we'll come out. And then we'll have a full album or a few songs out after coming out from the studio. And mind you, when you're in the studio, you don't even know if the sun is coming out because studio is all dark.
Right.
So
right.
it was fun. It was fun and it was exciting. It was nerve-wracking. It was a nerve-wracking experience for me.
Yes, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. And Classic, before I come to you, we have to take a pause to have Carl introduce himself. So, you know, a legend in the business, one of our pioneers, a man who needs no introduction, and a man I'm happy to call my friend. So, you know, I like to recognize those who stand in my support from day one and have been on this journey with me for the last 5 years. And Carl, you certainly qualify, because even when you get super busy, you always find a moment to send a text message to say, you know, how are you doing? Let me know if you need anything. And I am still here to support your efforts. So we can hear you just fine, but I think we lost your video. So let's see if he'll come back. And in the meantime, Classic, let me come to you while we're waiting for Carl. So tell us your journey. And I am especially excited for you with that new collaboration because it means you're getting to the next level, right? Talk to us.
Well, my journey started actually when I finished school. Yeah, I was at the first little studio in my village with a guy who actually brought me into music, my very dear friend, Jensen Theodore. Big up yourself, bro. For you, I wouldn't be.
Still got my audio, right?
Yes, but let me mute you a minute because Classic is speaking. So I'm gonna mute him for just 1 minute. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I started at that time, you know, and in 2018, I believe I transferred to Roseau, and because I said I wanted more than what they had to offer, so I
Can you hear me?
came down to Roseau, and that was where I met Ajmal, son of Ra, who I've been working with for the past 7 years. Yeah, ever since I came to Roseau, he has been the only person who has actually gone behind my stuff. He's the one who's engineered it, he's the one who mixed it, he's the one who masters it. Everything for music, it has been done through him. I mean, I could have gone other places, but for me, it's a matter of loyalty. And when I first came to Roseau, he was the first guy who actually gave me a spot to record. So then I stayed working with him. I never shifted anywhere. So Ajmal, big up yourself. Ra, big up yourself, you know. And then I founded the band, Ignition Band, in about 2018. It was founded by me, my little buddies, Corey Gordon, and another guy from Salisbury called Nashan. And we were doing pretty well. But substance happened where we happened to split up and shift, and you know, guys went their different ways. But through all that journey, I learned that sometimes, even though things don't last forever, you have to find the strength in yourself to continue going. Because we had a tragic accident where one of our vocalists, he ended up in a bad accident.
Oh boy.
And it actually broke down the spirit of the band, and I had to find a way to like keep fellas' spirits up, to keep us going in spite of him being out for a long time because he almost died. He was supposed to be transported to a different country for treatment, but thank God that he wasn't, and his treatment here worked, and he's now recovered. So my journey has been an interesting one, ups and downs, left and right. Sometimes, you know, I felt like I was giving up. And then this young lady here who's on the live, she quiet, but she then when it comes to soca, you know, she have vocals to kill. I don't say nothing but, you know, in doing the first collaboration we did together. So this is actually our second collaboration I sent you. The first collaboration we did, she taught me a lot, how to control my vocals, how to harmonize. I mean, she made me hit keys I never thought I could hit. So to be honest, it was like, come on, man, you can do it. The big
So,
shrimp.
so 1 second. So Carl, we can hear you, but I'm just going to mute you for 1 second, okay? Until, oh, yeah, he keeps dropping. So
Oh,
we'll continue to work on that. Yes. So thank you for that classic. So let me come to you, Kathy, because I'm already hearing some really good things. I'm already hearing about collaboration. And I did an interview one time, and what the person said with me was so profound. He said, when you make it to the top of the ladder, don't pull the ladder up, send it down for the next person. And that is the sense I'm getting. I'm getting a sense because I mean, Tilly Wetfed, Tilly Thomas is his real name. He's significantly older than me. So I know he has to be significantly older than Shasha. And here he is, where he could be retired, enjoying his sweet life. And he was supposed to be with us this evening, but unfortunately, he's a little bit under the weather. So he's not able to be with us this evening. But he could be enjoying his life. He's done music for maybe 30 years now. He could be enjoying his life. But instead, he decided
Spinning.
to bring up the next generation of music, the next generation of artists. So talk to us. What are you hearing in terms of the importance of that community to support our young people?
First of all, I want to commend these young people on their level of commitment and discipline, because only through discipline you can get anywhere, and through consistency, looking for your opportunities and keep on moving. Classic, you mentioned you saw how you had to keep on moving, and it reminds me, it brings to mind my quote of life that I use by Dr. Martin Luther King. It has kept me through so many things. Fly. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. Just keep on moving forward. And that, if you use that, you basically, that's what you said, and you kept on going, because you have learned, you all have come together and learned so many young things. And another thing I would applaud you all for is Shasha, listening to your father, saying okay and be willing to do something different. I don't subscribe to the word try. I'm a quality manager. We do statistics. I cannot quantify try. I can quantify the word do. So you have been doing the work. Okay, you do the work, and look at that. Yeah, big hit, a big hit, and it's a start. And then if you get an obstacle, Shalina, you've done so much with these bands, but you keep on making your own and creating your own opportunities. And this is what I'm hearing. Young people looking for the opportunities out of the mountains that are probably what others may see and just stop. So I really, really commend you all on that. And the collaboration between the youth, you all punch more than 100. You all are up to the 1,000 stars right there. Because a lot of times, one of the things Simon and I had in our conversation is, and something I also posted was, everybody has a talent. We are all blessed with a gift. However, sometimes we are so scared that someone is going to take it away and do better than us. But nobody can take away your gift. Your gift grows when you share it and you give it away. Holding it tight, it only stays within a limited thing. That's how legacy is built. And Shalina, at such a young age, you already have building your legacy with classic. And I'm seeing you going from strength to strength. I remember you singing on jazz when I was working at DDA. You remember now, right? If you were singing, I was the what they call it? I was one of the chaperone. Yes, you remember right now, right? Yes, I was a chaperone at DDA for Jazz Fest. And it was just an absolute blessing to hear you all sing. So Classic, yeah, she does have a very powerful voice, and that hoarse kind of a voice. it's so unique.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure I play both your songs before the program ends this evening. I found one; I have to find the other one. But again, the power of knowing what is for you is for you. Because I've met so many young people that they are still on the path to success, like Shalina is, and that is all they're focused on. So they're not focused on the classics of the world that are looking for the hand ups, right? They want to work with the bigger artists. They want to work with the person that can pull them up. They're
Right.
not interested in saying, you know what, I see your effort, I see what you're doing, I see your talent, and I want to walk with you. I want to pull you along with me. Their
Right.
focus is, boy, let me get to where I'm getting first, and then I
Right.
will come back for you. And that is not how it should be. But I want to bring Carl into the conversation. He was having some technical issues, but Carl, you can unmute your mic. And I want to thank
good.
you for your continuing efforts to join us this evening. I know you've been experiencing some technical difficulties, but for those who've been living under a rock, if they lived in Dominica in the 80s and the 90s, just go ahead and introduce yourself, Mr. James.
Yes, greetings. Like Simon said, I'd like to say greetings to each and every one of you, first of all, on the panel. My name is Kofi James, or Carl Kofi James, known musically right now as the Rebel Rocker, And I originated from DA, to be more precise, born in Roseau, raised in Canefield, and went on to form a group in Dominica known as the Roots, Stem and Branches, or RSB for short. And after 19 years with the band and living in Dominica, I migrated to the US with the band, and we played music here, and after a while, things changed, and I went as a solo artist. So I do music now, but right now I have switched careers a bit and into construction, but still a musician,
Yeah. And one of the things I also want to explore is the path of your daughters, because I know they are also musically inclined as you are. And especially, I believe it's your first daughter who's making some headway. So I want to explore that with you as well, how you also are continuing the legacy of Dominicans, because we consider her a Dominican, who are continuing to pursue music. But I have a question for you, Kofi, before we bring on the other guest, because I think that the greatest teacher is experience, right? And hindsight is 2020. So as a legend in the business, as a man who has walked that path since, when Dominica became great in music from the 70s, I just want to know, in your point of view, what did we do correctly during this time? And what should we have done differently to have a more secured future for our young people, like the young people who are joining us this evening? So what did we do well when we started to blow up with Gordon Henderson and Tada Calypso in 1973? What did we do well from the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s? And what should we have done better?
All right. In my perspective, I can give you what drew me into the music at a very early age was like just the passion, having a passion to see and feel other musicians do stuff that you could relate to, even as a child. Like you were singing, but then you saw people singing on big stage, so you felt, oh wow, because before you would just hear the radio, but you start to see groups, forming. So I think before we had like a passion. So if we felt we wanted to play football or whatever it was, we would pursue that, because we didn't have so many distractions and everybody wanted to do something that felt good, you know what I mean? So for me, music, I started playing music, doing music out of passion. I just love singing, so I would sing anywhere, and that kind of came together. You did that in school with your schoolmates and singing, and you feel like, boy, you could join a band, you could be in a band, right? So the musicians then, because we had it was kind of hard to get what you want when you want it, so music was like an outlet, music was a good outlet for the oppressed, for just to ease some frustration. Sometimes you just want to play music, say what you want to say, and you heard it from people before you, you know what I mean? We grew up on listening to a lot of musicians and singers from the United States and the world over, expressing, what they didn't like, what they liked, and just got a great passion to do it too. And so that helped put, in my perspective, a lot of musicians in our time in a good place, because we had an outlet and we wanted to do it, and we did it with a passion, even when there was no funds associated with it, no money coming in, and so. All right. As to what we could have done differently, that would probably have changed the game for us here today. I think knowing more of the music business, the business of music, because a lot of us played music and we only got into copyrights and registration of music late, at towards the end of our careers. You know what I'm saying? Had we done that and organized more like an association, an umbrella body to really govern things for us, to keep us on track, and so promoters were doing what they want with the bands, trying to promote, help the bands move along, but sometimes everything wouldn't work out right, because the promoter cannot do it all. You as a musician, you have to do your part and to secure your future, so but we did it all, because of the passion. We just took the gigs and we went and we had fun and we enjoyed playing music, so I think if I were to do it again, I would have gotten into the business aspect of the music earlier.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And that is one of the areas we want to discuss this evening as well, the business aspect, because like you said, Kofi, the passion has always been there when it comes to Dominica music, because we created two genres of music. So clearly we were doing something right when we realized we created Kada Calypso and we created Bouillon as a genre of music. So clearly the passion has always been there, but where we've been lacking, and I still think we continue to lack even to this day, is recognizing music as a business. So what does that infrastructure look like when we think of music as a business? And we're going to explore that in a little while, because I was just recently looking at an interview of Asa Banton, and he kind of nailed it in terms of what that structure should look like. But guys, right now, I want us to talk about your successes, because I know that as up-and-coming artists, you have many challenges. But I believe it is so important to focus on our successes first before we talk about our challenges. So let me start with you, Classic, because I know you've faced a lot of challenges in the past, but I want you to also think about areas where you believe you've been successful. So can you share with us on some of your success today? Let's make sure you're unmuted. Okay, you're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, in areas where I think I've been successful is that being able to keep my music clean.
Yes.
I think I was successful in that because we know what's going on now. And I've always maintained to myself that I don't want to be an advocate for what that is happening. If I'm going to do music, I'm going to do it properly. It doesn't matter.
And why not Classic? I think that is the question we have to ask. When we see all the other young men gravitate to those vulgar lyrics, that nasty business, that I personally, I don't care what anybody has to say, I personally, Simone Fiona, Senhouse Matthew, will never promote nasty business. Okay, so I give you my whole full name, my whole legal name, because that is how serious I am about not, I don't care what anybody said. They want to call me a hypocrite. They want to call me, that's okay, go ahead. But I will never promote nasty business. So why didn't you gravitate? Why wasn't there that pull to the money that we see with nasty business?
Well, I wasn't pulled to it because I decided that that wasn't the image that I want for myself. And I know when you recording as an artist and you're in studio and you're doing your music, you want to make sure that the music you're doing it is able to send a message and it is able to send uplift somebody. So I wanted to be an advocate for strength, because I've faced my share challenges. I mean, I don't like saying this, but I raised without a dad. I was raised in a single parent family. And I know being in a single parent family, there are a lot of people out there who actually go through the same thing that I went through. So I wanted to be an advocate to let them people know, hey, if you're gonna do music, it saved my life, it can save yours too. So I wanted to sing my truth, to bring my story front. So I believe that's why I never gravitated to it. And I don't think I will ever gravitate to it. It doesn't matter about the quick buck or the money or the poor life and whatnot, which know most nowadays that a lot of artists in Dominica, that's what they look forward to. I'm being honest. They don't facilitate the proper writing techniques, the good lyrics, the editing, the structural part of it, as you say, the registration, the copywriting part of it. They don't structure into those things. A lot of us, we just know that, okay, we have a song, it goes viral, we do a couple shows, and that's it.
Yep.
But I always tell fellow musicians, friends of mine, that when your name begins to get out there in the industry, your name is more than just a name. You are a brand. Your name is a brand, so you need to be able to know how to keep that brand, how to let that brand have a positive impact on the people that follow you. So that's my reason, because in 2017, I participated in a Booyah vs. Soca Monarch and I won 4th place. So, I mean, my style of music, I know it's different, which I know right now I maybe just have to find the avenue.
Yes.
The avenue for it, where it will bring me success that I want. But to be honest, I'm not going to stop until I find it.
Yeah, and I'm going to continue to challenge, and I'm going to go around the room first. But Kofi, I want to come back to you on that exact point about that nasty business that we talk about, because we have to face it as part of the reality. But I want to commend you, Classic, because that is what you call a man of character. That you can stand your ground and say, you know what, it might be a quick buck that I need because we all need money, but I'm going to choose to stand on principle and I'm going to continue to pursue my path despite the challenges. And I don't want to forget to also thank Q95, because whenever I receive new music, I shoot it over to DJ Shan, and he immediately says, yes, I'm going to play it on the radio station. So we want to say a very special thank you to DJ Shan, to Q95 FM radio for supporting our youth. But Shalina, let me come over to you. So talk to us more about your successes. So where did you go after your experience with Burning Flames, and kind of just tell us more about your successes? And then Shasha, I know it's only been your first year, but we want to hear about your successes too. Let's unmute Shalina. Hold on, give me 1 minute. Yeah, we want to keep the audio clear, so I have to mute people. Go ahead.
That's okay, man. Even if just adding a little piece, even if she just started or just did music in May, she could have successes happen within that period of time. So I guess I'll hear from her.
Yes.
For me, I know you said or asked about success after Flames, but my entire musical career kind of changed after that, because of, well, Maria was the first thing, and then right after COVID. But before that, even maybe after the entire COVID season, I would say that I had to go for a roller coaster of emotions, experiences, hardships before I could say, okay, you know what, Shalina, that's just life. Sometimes you learn things just by going for it.
Mhm.
So while I was climbing, started doing music in 2009. As soon as I started, I joined a band named Free Expression. That was my first band. We were doing reggae, rock, and soca music, I believe, right? And then I moved to T Orchest, was another promising band from Grand Falls, which is where my father's family is from. Then I moved to Mikel, being her backup vocals. Mikel invited a lot of female artists to work with her, and I am
Good.
still with Mikel, but it's a step. You know Mikel is the princess of song from even then.
Mhm.
And then it was I just keep going up. Then after that was Flames. Then after that I did collaborations with Mr. Luke Andre. We were supposed to do more stuff together, but life happened. I believe Maria happened around that time. Um, I've worked with producers that are good names right now. So for me, my success is just being able to keep going and influencing other artists. Because I have a lot of other artists that's small that ask me
Mhm.
questions of, hey, what do you think I should do? Even on my Facebook, they'll contact me. Some of them saying, can I back up for you? No problem. Once I have a gig that pays, you'll
Right,
get it,
of course.
Right. So my success is just me just keeping at it. That I would have to say for me.
Hmm. Yes, yes, just keep going. Yeah, thank you for that. So, Shasha, your successes so far. Anything comes to mind? Oh, let me unmute her. Oh gosh, I'm the mic controller tonight. Oh, try to unmute yourself.
All
Yeah,
right.
there we go.
Got it. Oh, my highlight has I performed last weekend at the biggest event for the summer, the Breakfast Fest in my village. So I feel like that's
Yay!
yeah,
Yes,
that's my highlight since I
good.
started.
Yeah, so you're getting your name out there. So let
So,
me also ask you this though, because since you don't live in Dominica, why not just go with American music? Why
uh,
not just pursue the path of hip hop, R&B? Because you have a beautiful voice. So why are you insistent on sticking to your roots in Dominica?
because home is where the heart is, and I want to be a
Yeah.
part of something in my country. And right now,
Hmm.
Bouyon music is one of our greatest exports, and I want to be a part of that.
Hmm.
If I have to do anything up here, it has to be related to my country.
Hmm.
I want
Yeah,
to.
and again, it's what Classic talked about, your brand, right? Knowing who
Yes,
you are and what you represent and standing on principle. So good for
definitely.
you, good for you. So we're going to talk about challenges, and Kathy, I'm going to come to you right now. But Kofi, I have to come back to you. I have to come back to you because you are the most experienced person on the panel right now, and we're truly grateful for you being here. But when we look, let's talk reality. Let's talk real numbers here, Kofi. Because when we look at the upcoming World Creole Music Festival, and we're listening to the millions of dollars that Vibes Cartel is charging Dominica to perform. Will even perform for an hour? Who knows, right? And we're looking at such promising artists on our panel this evening. Why are we not investing in our artists? Why are we choosing to pretty much give away, because it's not coming back to Dominica, give away millions of dollars to foreign artists that is not going to impact Dominica in one way or the other? Whereas we could be taking a portion of that money and investing in Shalina, in Shasha, in Classic, in all the promising young people in Dominica. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, first of all, Simon, I mean, it's to me, there's a great misconception by people organizing events, and especially as it relates to the World Creole Music Festival, that certain artists gonna give you a bigger draw, and you bring an artist in instances you do that. But I don't think in our case with the World Creole Music Festival right now, we need to overpay any artist because we think they're going to make 500 people more come to Dominica. You know, the World Creole Music Festival right now is a brand. People, I mean, every year I hear people talking about, boy, I want to go to All Island for this. I want to go. When can I go? What's a good time? I will say October, World Creole Music Festival. And that's just me. And a lot of other people like me out there in the foreign, we promote that, our carnival and stuff like that, right? So to think that you have to pay an artist, this high price artist, who, in my opinion, I mean, Vybz Kartel is not any favorite of mine. I don't care what people say about music. Like the young lady said earlier, in life we have to carry certain principles, and everybody cannot just bow to slackness. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So some of the lyrics that come with the music that these guys do, I will never put it on any set that I play. If I hear it by accident, that's one thing, right? I mean, there's no need for us to go there. So I think the people in charge, responsible for booking our artists, paying our artists, they need to understand that the damage has already been done to our artists a long time. We played and performed for almost next to nothing. The idea of putting a foreign artist, always thinking that foreign is better. If it doesn't come from foreign, it's not good, or it's substandard. We got to get that out of our head. We have to use our artists, encourage them, pay them handsomely, you know, and encourage them to make good music that can sustain them for a lifetime, not just for a hype and for a moment. And we have that misconception being carried on by the authorities, by people responsible for supporting our artists, you know, and I think that's the biggest problem we have. Mm-hmm. If you don't have the right set of people in the position to make decisions that can benefit the artist, you know, we're going to be always wondering what I need to do now to get some recognition, to get paid. Mm-hmm. You know, I have several albums. I'm not. They wouldn't even consider me. What do I have to do? Should I bow? Should I go into slackness? Should I sing nasty business? I mean, this can't be right, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and again, going back to character, because, you know, I don't follow Vybz Kartel. I don't know the guy, but from what I'm hearing, he did time in prison on a murder charge or something. So again, you're saying that this is someone that is okay to flaunt in front of our young people as an example of someone that you're proud to be on the stage and pay millions of dollars. But Kathy, I want to come to you. But Shalina, first, I want to come to you. Wanted to jump in on this discussion? Let me unmute you.
Yes, I generally, I was under the impression that the World Creole Music Festival was initially created. If anybody can correct me if I'm wrong, for artists of Dominica to grow. Mm-hmm. I somewhere along the line, something got corrupted. I can say like a file. And yes, at one point we had more overseas artists on our lineup. But I think right now it's changed a little bit because of the influence of Bouyon music in Dominica right now. I feel like Dominica, we were nowhere to be found. I don't know what happened. I don't know when it happened, but Bouyon happened to just take it. And we didn't even know. We didn't even notice when it happened. I think everybody has their reservations when it comes to different artists, including Simone and the Vybz Kartel and Nasty Business. I am not a big fan of singing nasty lyrics. I prefer the Sparrow method. Yes. But DDA, or the promoters of the World Creole Music Festival, I think they should probably consider, if you really want to bring somebody in to the World Creole Music Festival, You try to form alliances between the artists here, or collaborations, if not alliance, collaborations with the artists here that do the same genre of music, so that we could grow up with the same big artist that is already international. You understand? The only way I'm seeing that we can, even if we can do it on our own, but the push would be collaborations. Oh my God, Charlene worked with Patrice. She worked with Destra. She worked with Fayan. That is like, okay, Charlene, a Dominican, worked with Fayan. Charlene, a Dominican, worked with Patrice. Classic worked with, Chaya worked with, you know, to really boost us as artists in Dominica, or even grow as artists in Dominica.
Yeah,
That's my two pence.
yes, thank you. And we have to go over to the studio to take some calls. And once we do, Kathy, I'm coming straight to you because I can tell, I'm looking at your face, I can tell you have a lot to say. And I want to come back around the table. We're going to keep the conversation going. But then when I come back to you, Kofi, I know that RSB played a very important role with the inception of World Creole Music Festival. So I want you to tell us about that experience and why we have gone. When you look at the lineup for Creole Festival during the early years, why have we strayed so far from the original concept of World Creole Music Festival? So we're going to the studio. Kathy, we're coming to you. Kofi, we're coming to you. We still have to play the music. Please don't let me forget to play the music because I will get caught up in the conversation. And I know I promised the audience that you're going to hear the collab between Shalina and Classic, and you're going to hear Shasha's song. And I think Tilly said he's trying to jump in on the program. But first, let us go over to the studio. Facebook, keep the comments coming. I am coming to grab them. And by the way, when I sense the promotion for this program, Kofi, Margot LaRock says she wants you to sing for her. So keep that in mind. I don't know if you have your guitar close by, but Margot's request was, oh, Kofi's going to be on. I hope he sings something. I'm only the messenger. All right, so let's go over to the studio. Lambi, you can invite the callers to join us. Lambi, are you with us? Okay, we're just waiting on Lambi.
Roots Connection and Q95. The numbers are as follow: 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097, 616-4257. Those are local numbers. The overseas number 305-432-9624. The numbers again: 449-3095, 9697, 616-4257, 305-432-9624. Back to you, Simon.
Yes, thank you. So Facebook and YouTube, I'm going to come take your comments in a little bit, but I want to make sure we have Kathy jumping on the conversation. So your thoughts, Kathy? Let me check your mic.
Two things.
Yes.
Kofi, you said something. Foreign is better. This is not a mindset only in the music industry. This is a mindset that has prevailed in our society with our local consultants, with our local professionals. We look outside of the box for persons to come because we believe that they know better. Schooling might be the same. Financial commitment might be even more. And it's just that, as the Bible says, a prophet is never welcome in his own home. So that is one of the greatest mindsets that we have to work on turning around. In terms, it's a new era, things are different. We have to learn how to welcome and use the resources that we have and the talent that we have within our boundaries. And not necessarily our physical boundaries, but our cultural boundaries, because all these three young people do not reside in Dominica. And that's sort of question I would like to also find out. Why did they leave Dominica if it had anything to do with the level of resources that was available for them to access to promote their craft? So this is one thing I wanted to touch on about the mindset of foreign is better. The next thing, Mrs. Simone,
Oh, God, Simone Kathy. So Mrs. Simone.
prison doesn't necessarily mean that he cannot be a mentor. He chose to be a mentor in that light because, as you say, maybe it brings you faster money, you know. But for those who do not know, I did my bachelor's in criminal justice, and one of my things is juvenile justice reform as well, in terms of helping people to see that yes, somebody did a mistake, or maybe intentionally or otherwise, and now they come back into society, and we have to work on changing our mindsets on how we welcome people back in our society, because people can change.
Right.
The thing for the reformation of the criminal justice system is moving from punishment to rehabilitation. So if we're looking at persons being rehabilitated, we have to welcome it back, and not carry the baggage on the mistake with them.
Right.
So that's another thing I want. So because there are other people who are in prison and making good music, and it's celebrated, and so we have to look at that as well in terms of our stigma to certain classifications in society. We have to look also at classism, which keeps down a lot of our young people. Oh, you do not have this surname, you do not have this, or they assign a surname to you who has the money, the resources. We're coming now into the challenges. Also cultural barriers, because even though we come from one country, each village has a different culture. Oh, you come from the country, we hear that. So when people ask me where you're from, I hide my face. I say, boy, I'm from Roseau. Don't take it on me now, I'm from Roseau. Because now we even feel bad to say we're from Roseau, because in our time when we grew up, Shalina, in our time when we grew up, without saying how old I am, there was a thing about you being from Roseau. You just have to mention you're from Roseau and you're already on the blacklist.
Yeah, because they think you Copawezo.
Yes, they think you Copawezo. Well, I hear that a lot, but still.
They think you Copawezo, you're from Roseau.
And it brings me to knowing a person, getting to know people before we set judgment on them or chastising them, especially the young people. We tend to put everybody in one pot. Oh, those young people, no, that young person is different. Get to know that young person before you set a judgment or you diss them off as not being productive. Again, some young people can be productive and ask for hand ups, Simone, and then the doors are closed in their faces. Because of the economy that we probably also are in, there we have seen a decline in businesses supporting. Even in Carnival, we see to the Queen contestants and everything else, there is a decline in support, financial support to anything that's going on. People may say, oh, you don't live in Dominica? I'm still a Dominican. I just moved out from Dominica. I live Dominica all my life, back and forth. As we say, we're still Dominicans. All right? So it's something, one thing I had to comment. I saw Jody and Miss B. Okay, I tend to forget names. Bee Honey, they do the bees. She posted something, and it comes back to the collaborative effort again. Jody went off on vacation without being able to finish her labeling, and then she reached out to another entrepreneur that makes the things with the honeys, the bees. She was labeling her stuff for her. This is the kind of thing. I'm holding your hand. Let us cross the valley together. So Shalina, this is awesome what you are doing with young artists and someone out with you. And it would be nice. And I say that but the business aspect is sometimes we're waiting to succeed, but our success is in the moment. It's in step by step. That's where our success lies. And I was speaking to someone about I wanted to do a retreat the other day, And the person, somebody said to me, well, you know, you have to do all this marketing and stuff. And I sat down and I thought about it, and I went into my meditation and stuff. And one thing I have by me, I remember my good sister, we're not blood, but we're sisters, Avril. Avril, big up to you, Karam. Avril told me something, because I always strive for perfection. And she told me, better done than perfect. And for me to remember, I did a painting and I placed it there and I have it in front of me. Better done than perfect. And the Stoics have a different way of saying it as well. Progress, not
That's perfection.
perfection. You need to keep on moving. And that is how you learn. Not by being perfect. You make a mistake, you did it with your friends, you do things on small scale, you do it with your friends. And we as a people need to be able to embrace the young people in doing little things. Simon, when we were younger, we used to have backyard princess shows.
Yep.
Backyard princess shows, those little things, you know, and those things worked. And it's a lot of times we say, oh, when I was younger, but sometimes those things work. And we have to pick up the lessons from the legacies that our ancestors left us, and even go beyond that, because before we were Dominicans, we were Africans, and there's a lot of lessons in the African civilization.
And we were also Kalinago.
And we're also Kalinago, kind of live out that part too. And there's a lot of lessons in our roots. So that's why I think that this program is so rightly named, Simone, that we have to look on the whole picture. How are we in our small businesses carrying each other along? I may not have $50, but can I donate $5? Can I donate $5? I have a girlfriend, Cheryl, who does these backpacks for school students
She was on the program.
Yes, every single year. She doesn't need $100. If everybody put $1, 100 people, that's $100.
Yep.
It's together.
Yeah, that's that
collaboration.
Yes, that's very important.
Yes, that gives each person a step up. And I may not be able to give you everything, but maybe I can give you, like Shalina is teaching classical to use his vocals. I may not be perfect. I may not. When I went to the Methodist church. Oh my God, I say I jaloux you all who can sing, because I like to sing, but this croaky voice of mine doesn't allow it. But I was born into music. My father, everybody, no need for introduction. Ken Robinson, he was the first person who did studio and recording in Dominica. I grew up around music. I know music, and Daddy always pushed us to have music. When my daughter was 2 years old, he gave her a big keyboard. The size was bigger than her. So we grew up with the ear of music. And so I couldn't sing, but I could conduct the choir for them to be able to keep a tune and for them to do something. And there will be critics, because there were critics, but you need to know yourself. And that is what I want to share with the young people.
Right. So let me jump in, Kathy, because I think Kofi wants to jump in. And then, guys, I want you to think about your challenges, what specific challenges you're facing, and how can the public support you in your efforts. And I'm sitting here wondering, well, is Shasha really facing any challenges? Because she just came out and she on Breakfast Fest. But again, because I believe you're from Grand Bay, right? So the importance of the community, and we all know the power of Asa Banton. We all know the power of Grand Bay with regards to culture. So I am not surprised that in your first year of being out, you have already made it to the Breakfast Fest stage, and I'm so happy for you, because that is a big stage with lots of views, and I can see that it will take you to the next level. So congratulations on that, Shasha. But Kofi, I think you wanted to jump in while Kathy was speaking.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, yes, the mindset, the part of the mindset, I know we have to work on that. And because I mentioned about me not personally not liking the music that Vibes Cartel is doing. I have nothing against him personally in terms of his struggles and where he ended up and where he's at now. You know what I mean? And it's good. It's good that if like you say, when we go through situations and we get out, that we still stand a chance to rejoin society and even show that there's another side of us and put it out and and you made a mention of a very important point. What I'm looking for from the artists that are up there is to really do more collabs with those that we see coming. And like you just mentioned, Shasha, she just came and she's already on Breakfast Fest. That's the kind of encouragement we want and we want to see for the young artists. We want the people who are up already to embrace an artist. Take a young one, because I remember in RSB days when we would be in the band house, just like real scene and so, we would never run people away. We would open, let them come in, because we realize, well, okay, they're not on the street fighting. They come and listen to the band practice. And when I look back today, most of the musicians from the Kinfield area are involved deeply. And I mean, one of them is even acting as a cultural officer. That's Little Urson,
the man.
Right? We have Ken Bruni, we have Daly, a bunch of artists that are here today will tell you that they came through that little channel where RSB would encourage them to come around. They would want to try to go to little jams with us and so it's a good thing. And I mean, I want to see more of that now, because we know Booyah is ringing all over the place now. My appeal, again, the nasty business is part of the expression of certain artists, right? We just all I'm asking as an artist is that we find a way to channel it where it should be channeled. There are adult situations where you play, you can put your nasty business, and there are school grounds where you don't put that there. So all I'm asking for is to regulate where the nasty business is promoted. I have nothing against any artist per se, and if that is his form of expression, but we just cannot allow it to just be everywhere in our society without check. You know what I mean? Because what we're going to find is that we have a decaying society, and we can see it. We have to keep our morals. We have to do that,
And you're completely right, Kofi, because when you hear nasty business music being blasted from a public bus, you're trying to take the bus home with your young children, and that music is blasting, and you try to speak kindly to the driver and ask him to turn it down, and he says you're a hypocrite and you're this and that and the other.
Not that. There need to be some discretion as to how we go about everything that we do, life in general.
But Kathy, before I come to you, let me make sure Shalina, Shasha, and Classic. Let me make sure, write your thought down, Kathy, so you don't forget.
Yes.
But let me make sure we because the time goes by very quickly, and I want to make sure you get to share your challenges and how we as a community, Dominicans in Dominica, we always have to think of Dominicans overseas, because guess who has the purchasing power? Dominicans overseas. So what are your challenges, and how can our community of Dominicans locally and overseas, how can they support you? Classic, I'm not sure if you're with us, but hopefully you'll join us. Shalina, go ahead. Let me unmute you. Yes, go ahead.
I think it's there.
Shalina? Yes, Shalina. Let's do Shalina.
Okay, so I would say basically my challenges might be the same for everybody, and because of the length of time that I've been doing music, I probably have more challenges as opposed to the two other artists. But firstly, Um, Sometimes you as a person, as an artist, can be your biggest challenge, right? You may not have the willpower. You may be greatly discouraged, and you will be like, you know what, I'm ready to let that go. So that's, I personally can say that I've been my challenge at one point or 2 points in my life. Uh, Plays, let's say DJ plays, radio plays, even being able to perform certain areas so that people get the opportunity to listen to you. Um, that is also a challenge. Uh, Sometimes it's writer's block being a challenge. Like I'm telling you that I've had a period of time where I couldn't even write because I've been so focused on what should I write, what should I write. I mean, it's different now, but that's a challenge. There's other challenges where the availability of DJ producers, because of the saturated market of musicians, that's also a problem. It's quantity, the money is a problem as well. If you're not getting enough, how are you going to end up investing into your own music? If you're not working it out or performing enough, how are you going to take that money to put it into the music to make more, to make more, to make more, to put
Yep.
more, to make more, to put more? You know, the cycle. All of these are challenges that I face, and I think everybody might have faced. I cannot really think of anything right now, but I think I've hit the general.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head because the number one challenge that most of our artists face is the money, right? And that is the reason that I brought up when I was addressing Kofi, the fact that we're spending millions of dollars on one performer, but we're not investing in our own talent. So you're absolutely right. So Shasha, I want to come to you for your challenges, but here's my question to you, because clearly every one of us who are looking at you on Facebook, YouTube, and through StreamYard, we can see you're a very beautiful young lady. And I am just wondering if one of your challenges that you face is to dress in a particular way as a Booyah artist. Because we see the Patrice of the world, we see, a lot of our young female artists. Many of them are half naked on the stage because I'm assuming that is a part of their brand, and there's no criticism from my part. You can feel completely open and honest with your answer. But is there a certain, and I don't want to call it a challenge though, but is there a certain pressure that is on you to dress in a particular way as part of your brand? So just tell us your challenges and also share with us if there's a pressure in that regard. Let me make sure you are unmuted. Yes, you're unmuted.
When it comes to the outfits that I would wear to perform, I don't think that's a challenge.
Okay.
I don't feel like you have to be naked to look good. You can look good and be dressed appropriate. So
Excellent.
I don't think that will be a challenge for me. No.
Good for you. So
Um, Also, a challenge that I know that I will face, especially in Bouillon, is being a female artist, because it is mainly male vocalists, and we have a lot, and it's out there, so I have to fit myself into that. So I know that's a challenge that I will face as a woman singing Bouillon.
yeah, and what any thoughts on overcoming that challenge?
Oh, definitely.
What are your thoughts in terms of how you will overcome that challenge?
No, I just have to work hard and push myself, and do the necessary things that I have to do to get myself on top. It's hard work is everything when it comes to that. So
Yeah.
I know there are times I will probably be discouraged, but I just have to keep pushing and stay positive.
Yeah, and it sounds like you have an incredible support team. So
Yes,
tell us about your support. You
yes,
mentioned your dad. You
yes.
mentioned
I have an
um,
amazing team.
clearly Asa is a fan because you wouldn't have been at Breakfast Fest. So tell
Yes.
us about your support system.
Yeah, I have a really good support system. My dad, Donovan Fabian, my manager. He is my manager and my songwriter. Tilly, my promoter, my producer, Massman, he makes my beats, I have a good team. I'm thankful. So I know with their support, their help, I can, overcome that challenge of being a female vocalist in the bouillon industry.
Yes, excellent. I'm not sure if Classic is with us. Let's see. You're there, Classic?
Yes, I am.
Yes, your challenges.
My challenges would have to be, well, the music I do, it is bouillon, but it's not all the way bouillon.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bit of soca feel to it. So my challenge would be like getting people to gravitate to that aspect of the music.
Mm-hmm.
Being a singer that incorporates both in his music, being able to incorporate that, I believe that will be one of my challenges to get the people a venue and finding a proper person to actually work with.
Mm-hmm.
Because in Dominica, we have beat makers, but we don't have studio engineers. I would say proudly. We have beat makers. We have guys who can sit down and they put parts together and that with them, that's a rhythm. But being a studio engineer is being able to sit down with an artist and bring your idea and bring it forth in front of you as part of your creative aspect, because you're not only a writer as an artist, you are also an arranger.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to be able to arrange your music, being able to sit down with a producer, a studio engineer, a guy who says that he's a studio engineer, and to bring forth the idea that you have in your mind into a reality. I think that's one of my challenges, because my music, as you can hear, it is very musical.
Mm-hmm.
It is very, very musical. It is not one chord and there is groove, there is variations, there is that's what I like. So I think that is one of my challenges, finding a guy to actually work with who will be able to bring forth that vision that I have out on into reality. So I think that's one of my main challenges that I'm going to have.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah, and that and funding is always a challenge, like Shelina
always,
mentioned, right?
yes. And
Yeah.
to
So
hold
at
it,
the end at the end of the program, I want to make sure folks know where to get your music if you're performing anywhere, where they can find you performing. So keep that in mind. If you have any upcoming performances lined up, please have them available so we can share them at the end of the program. Kathy, I want to come to you, and then Kofi, I'm going to come to you, but I'm going to try to play the both songs before we run out of time. So if for any reason the song interrupts you while you're talking, please, my apologies. So Kathy, go ahead and let me try to pull up the song while you're talking. So you wanted to say something. Go ahead.
Yes, quickly. 3 things. Support. I like the idea. I am making an assumption. Shasha came up so quickly because I believe your father has been planning your success for a long time. We have seen the success of the sisters, tennis sisters. Okay, I forget names, I tell you, all right? But you all know what I'm talking about.
Venus and Serena.
That's correct. Even in basketball, we see a lot of times when parents stand behind their children, they succeed. One of the things that we have to learn as a society is not what we want for our children necessarily, but we have to encourage the gifts and the talents our children have, because most times success comes with if it's in aligned with your passion and with your gift. And that's why God gives a gift. If we don't know how to use the gift, He's going to take it away. The story of the talents in the Bible tells us that, right? So much praises to your father, Chasha, for inculcating that, recognizing your talent, and setting all the ducks in a row and looking at the perfect time to launch you. He developed that platform to give you that leap. Some people do not have that support. But Classic, one of the things I want to share with you, sometimes family is not blood alone. We get family with the friends and the loyalty that we get from other people. So look at your people who surround you. Your village is important. The people that add no value to you, you have to leave them and you have to go forward. That's one of the things young people have to understand. Sometimes you outgrow your crew and you have to be able to leave them behind and go forward. The other thing I want to share quickly, Classic speaks about a studio engineer. Go speak with Mr. Ken Robinson, please. Daddy has right now he's into promoting gospel music, and he has yearly a gospel competition which climaxes at the end of the year, and that person gets some free promotions. He's doing it a lot. He's doing it in the gospel genre, but you can also try that too. You know, Daddy is a bag of experience and advice.
Let me try this real quick, Kathy. Let me try this real quick because I want to play the song. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna play on this. Shasha, do you have social media where you have the song on your social media? Wait, can you hear it?
Yes.
You thought when you broke my heart,
We're hearing it.
I would never move. And though I was all torn apart, from me it was never the end. Took a while to get to this day, to healing from all the pain.
Mistakes, baby, I'm
But
sorry.
things did not work out your way. You wanna get back together again, but you're dead to me. You're dead to me. You're dead to me. You're dead to me. Never appreciated what you got until you let it go. You only realize it meant a lot when you ended up in zero. Fell for the bait of a drastic life, and then until the dreams. Now you want to reestablish life. Inspiration now what is it? But you're dead to me. You're dead to me. You're dead to me. You're dead to me. Do not expect reconciliation ever again for us. There will be no resurrection like Lazarus.
Lazarus, one to us. Wait, now you're not your baby, hold up. Wait, now you're not your baby, hold up. Wait, no, you're not your baby, hold up. Hold up, oh shit.
I remember you laughing in my face and how much it freaking hurts. Left me in shame and disgrace, down and out in the dirt. I am okay with things being this way, cause like an R.I.P. There's nothing at all else to say. You're at the end of the but you're dead to me. You're dead to me. You're dead to me. You're dead to me. But you're dead to me. You're dead to me. You're dead to me. You're dead to me.
I still remember me and you, all the things we've been through. How we always make it work, it's always been me and you. I still remember me and you and all the things I promised you. You ever let me, baby, what the hell I'm gonna do?
Yep. So give a round of applause to Shasha. But Shasha, you wasn't even smiling, no? Your song playing, and I find your face looking well waxed. And just in time to hear the music, we have Mr. Tilly Wetpet Thomas. Tilly, how are you?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Yes, thank you for jumping on the call this evening. Your thoughts on Shasha and her debut in the Booyah music industry in Dominica. Why did you choose to be her promoter? Tell us.
Well, it's a number of factors. If everybody going back to first thing, I've been in the Booyah music together with Kofi. Together, not in the music world, together with Kofi. Kofi like a brother to me.
Mm-hmm.
Going back, way back. We done struggle for the longest while. Now in the Booyah, everybody know about the era and the bridge era, you know. So I was really part of the original initiator of the Nasty Business.
Okay,
I
let's
was,
meet Kofi. Yes, go
I
ahead.
was, I was like one of the foundation of the Nasty Business. And the reason for the Nasty Business was it was a new movement of music. Not to say is what I view a lot of things different from every people because it is the art form. I view it as the art form, but it's a different side of the art form. It's an explicit side of the art form. It's not the I'm not knocking nobody there, and I'm not knocking the Nasty Business, but it's a different. It's like it's an XXX. Now, in creating the Nasty Business, I always guided the youth that we wanted something to cross over. And like it was a bridge, and I tell him that certain things he didn't want to do, and I tell him, no, let it go through. I'll take the blame for it. Because controversy said, but it has to be drawn back. Because I always reminded him of Dominica is a Catholic society, a very religious society, and we were going to get drawn back on that, which we did get. And if you go back to many clips of when Suki on thing, most of them people say, oh, TV this, TV that, TV this, TV that. But I wanted to take I knew it was something different, and I knew it was going to cross. And it caught the attention it had to go. It get. But be mindful, I was always crying on bringing it back. But the whole world is a different world right now.
So you're saying it was a marketing strategy?
It was a marketing strategy. Because I was there from the beginning. I could call it the thing and create that. I was involved in the creation. It was a marketing strategy. But heads, the youth nowadays, some of them don't listen, and I don't want to go too much in it. And it took off. But in the musical business, as I noticed that every genre have their people. Knock it or not, the Nasty Business have their people. Because I'm in the States right now. And when I go to the Guyanese, I be going to some Guyanese fest. I go be going to some Trinidad fest. I'm going to be going to some Jamaican fest. And you will be surprised to see how Nasty Business moving. I was shocked. It wasn't Dominicans. And Nasty Business wasn't pushed by Dominicans. Let's get that straight. The core of Nasty Business was pushed by St. Lucia. You know what I'm saying? Down that line, we popular, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and down that line. It wasn't Dominicans. Dominicans was always knocking Nasty Business. I can vote for that for you. And then it get popular in the French. When the French islands take off. And then it hit France, and then it hit Europe. It hit Europe hard. And then SM, and then it was a money aspect again.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Tilly, right? So now that Bouyon has taken Dominica to the world, that Nasty Business in particular has taken Dominica to the world, but we also saw how Calypso took Dominica to the world without going the route of vulgarity. So I think that is one of the concerns. We see how Signal Band is taking Dominica to the world without any vulgar lyrics. So I think that is where a lot of us struggle, because we have seen other opportunities. Let me mute Classic. We have seen other opportunities where Calypso, we've seen Signal Band, taken Dominica to the world with no vulgarity in the music. So why was it important to include the vulgarity in the music? And in my mind, it's almost like now that is what is representing Dominica. And honestly, that is the concern for me, that is the image we're putting out there in terms of what is representing Dominica. Your thoughts? And we want to make sure we come back to the panel, and I still have to play our second song.
Listen, point taken. But I don't know if you all know that the Nasty Business is on a drawback. A lot of people don't know that. It is dumb. Because if you realize Juan and Little Boy crashed that. Just check that out. So Signal Band now filling that void. And if you watch Signal Band review, you'll know that Signal Band is the top band in the island.
Yes. Yes.
Signal
That's
Band
my
is the
band.
top band in the island. Okay? So the Nasty Business is drawback. It's true you have Nasty Business. But the clean lyrics come there. Just watch Sasha move. See how Sasha creep up like that?
Yeah.
Because
I love that song.
Sasha's father has vowed never to touch or involve himself in Nasty Business
Good.
with his child. You understand me? And I was in Nasty Business and I get burned. I don't know, I don't want to go into that. And then I realized, okay, yeah, because sometimes you do something for some people and they never appreciate it and then with all my skills and my talent, I say, you know what? I was involved in that, so let me try and switch it around. So that's why now I end up now with Sasha, because when I hear Sasha pipes, I be like, that is what was missing in the bouyon music. And then with the writing, we have a writer now, which the bouyon music hasn't gotten. It was there, but it's not on a great scale, So I decide, well, let us go that route, because I know the music left, right, center, and I know how to push it, and I know how to tackle it. So that's how Sasha jumped in. And through that, A-Style is me, all that's my voice, that's everything. So we was able to get Sasha through that easily, so that mouthpiece and that good genre of music is there, because you made a point and said that people from the outside read Dominica as Nasty Business, which is correct. You understand me? And that image troubled me. That image troubled me a little bit, because I said, no, we're not Nasty Business. We are sensible and educated people, and very talented and very good musicians. Kofi know that for a fact. And we had we are the most musicians in the Caribbean.
Yes.
To me.
Yes.
First class musicians. Going back to about Gordon, Pete Shaw and all them man there, and Graham Max and those kind of things. We are the champions of that. And I don't know if people know that Zouk music came from Kala's music. And Kala's music now is still responsible for Kala's Kumpa, and Kala's music still responsible for bouyon music.
Yeah.
Understand me? Because bouyon music is a twist of African genre, French genre, calypso music, and Karas and Zouk. So that is why it's called bouyon.
Yeah, but in the interest of time, Tilly, in the interest of time, and I really like everything that you're saying. But first of all, I'm very happy to know that our lovely young lady, Shasha, will not be singing any nasty lyrics, because she's too much of a lady to be singing vulgarity. And I'm happy that everyone here is not a part of the Nasty Business genre, because, and I know I'll get some backlash from this program, and that's completely fine with me. I might be a tiny person, but my broad is back. I can take it. But
the backlash is nothing. The backlash
the other thing I'm happy to see is, and maybe it's just me that's perceiving it this way, but I'm seeing a move away from the nasty lyrics to a lot more melody, a lot more clean lyrics, and the songs are still very catchy. So I'm happy, and I hope that is a direction that we're going to continue on. The fact that we're moving away from the nasty lyrics, because you're right, that is what the image of Dominica in terms of music is being soiled with all this nasty business lyrics that is showing up everywhere in the world.
No, I'm out there in the open. I'm all about Europe. I'm all about, and that's the image they have of Dominica. Look, right now, today, there's a program coming on BBC Extract. Tomorrow, Thursday night, I'm on it.
Good.
You understand?
Send me the link. I want to listen.
Yeah, and I'm on the Guardian, the UK Guardian newspaper, talking about the bouyon music, because they contact me not to explain the whole genre and the whole scene and the whole music environment to them, and promote that Dominica is not all about nasty business.
Okay,
it got the attention.
We appreciate that.
We got the attention. That is why I with Sasha right now, because we have a lot of tunes coming from Sasha. It's just that Sasha just have just Lego thing. We have like I have like 6 songs in the oven for Sasha.
Good.
Right now, big and just ready to go. You know? And we just to drop a line, I into the gospel too, because I have some gospel who are coming up and you'll be surprised.
Well, I think as well you should work with Classic because he produces very uplifting, very spiritually uplifting music. So I want to introduce you to Yannick Classic James, because one of the main things we are talking about on this program is the importance of collaboration and the importance of linking our artists to positive role models and people that can give them exposure. And guys, while we're talking, I'm actually trying to pull up the video. But before we run out of time, and Tilly, thank you so much for your contribution. But I want to go around the room because I want to make sure our artists get to share if they're doing any performances, where folks can find their music, their social media handles. And while we're speaking as well, because I'm not going to have time this evening, guys, but if you can post your email addresses in the private chat or your phone number, if anyone wants to get in touch with you, go ahead and post it in the private chat area I mentioned at the beginning of the program, and I will be sure to share it for you. But let's go around the room for your final thoughts. I want to make sure we catch everyone. And if Kofi is still with us, I do want to come back to him and ask that question about RSB and the inception of the World Creole Music Festival. So Kathy, let me start with you with your final thoughts while I try to pull up Shalina and Classic Song. So go ahead, Kathy.
You want to be last?
You want to go last? Yeah, that's fine.
Yes.
Yeah, fine. Let me see if this is the video. Hold on one second. Okay, I found it, guys. So let me play the song real quick. Let me know if you can hear it.
Classic, who's your roots?
Hold on a second. Hold on, I muted it. Hold on. All right, here we go, guys. You can hear it?
Baby, come closer to me. Right now, I just want you, girl. Like it is the end of the world. Come closer to me, yeah. Set up your side, step up my waistline, and show me that you're a big man. And give me a little wine now. Give me a little jam now. Give me a little tease now. If you're a big man and you can handle me, give me a little jam now. And I'll give you a little wine now. I'm gonna give you a little tease now. I'm a big man, so I go handle you. Right now, it's plenty pressure. From the time you come close to me, yeah, baby, can you handle my body? Can you take all my breath away? Come put your hand up on my waist. Let us start to move with grace. Till the party done, we sticking together as one. You think you can undo what I do? When I start to stick like gold, but if I start the fire, come take us from it, tell me, come closer to me. Cause right now I just want you, girl, like it is the end of the world. Come closer to me, yeah. Set up yourself, step up my waistline, and show me that you're a big man. And give me a little wine now, give me a little jam now, give me a little tease now. If you're a big man and you can handle me, I'm gonna give you a little jam now, and I'll give you a little wine now. I'm gonna give you a little tease now. I'm a big man, so I go handle you. You take me higher, set me on fire. Love how you got me in the groove. But alright to me, I got to be fit to get you the groove. Just give me a chance, sweet romance. When me out on the road, when me out on the road. Put your hand up on my side, and when we start to wine, it's a beauty every time we combine. I want to go give you from my waist, but it's just a little test. Can you keep me pressed? Go my baby, come closer to me. Cause right now I just want you, girl, like it is the end of the world. Come closer to me, yeah. Set up yourself, step up my waistline, and show me that you're a big man. And give me a little wine now. Give me like a jam now. Give me like a tease now. If you a big man and you can handle me, I'm gonna give you like a jam now. I'm gonna give you like a wine now. I'm gonna give you like a tease now. I'm a big man, so I can handle you.
So, guys, that is what we call quality music. Congratulations, Shalina. Congratulations, Classic. Very well done. Beautiful voices. I don't know anything much about music, but I think I know a good song when I hear one. We have to take the comments very quickly, guys. We're running out of time, but let's take some comments. We have Lennon Matthew listening with us, and here is what he says. The vice president of my division at the company I work came to my office today. He lives in Colorado and has Jamaican roots. We were just catching up, and he said someone sent him a video of the kind of music they play in Dominica. He was taken aback at the explicit language and description of the song, talking about putting a finger in places. We all know that song. I figured it was the nasty business revolution going on. I must say I was deeply ashamed and had to explain this is not the music and lyrics we produce and does not truly represent Dominica. So I want to go through very quickly and read some of our Facebook comments, and then you guys feel free to select what you want to respond to as we wind down the program this evening. So when we come back, your final thoughts and anything you want to respond to based on the comments that are coming in. So let's see who we have with us this evening. Thank you guys for being on the Facebook and the YouTube Live and listening on the radio. We have Margot LaRock, my mom, Medina Senhouse, Patricia Fontaine, Sandra Norris, Not Nice, Easy Door, Rosalind Severa, Joan Smith. Margot says, thanks for keeping your music clean, Classic. The nasty business is out of control and frankly quite embarrassing. She also says it is irresponsible to book foreign artists for millions of dollars for World Creole Music Festival, especially when the economy is in a downward spiral. LL on YouTube says we should have a performance and talent development. Youth Talent Stage creates an opening night, Youth Creole Stage before the main acts, featuring school bands, solo singers, dancers. So let's take some comments from folks we haven't heard from. Let's scroll down because we are running out of time. Thank you guys so much for the comments. Let's see what we have here. So we can take another one from LL. This person says for 3 to 6 months before World Creole Music Festival to prepare original performances, collaboration tracks, pure youth musicians with big name artists performing at World Creole Music Festival for special onstage features our opening act. So guys, thank you so much for all your wonderful contribution. Kofi, I'm not sure if you're still with us, but I wanted to hear your thoughts as we wind down. So let's go around the room and everyone can just share their final thoughts while I grab your contact information and I post it to the group. So I'm only saying one contact information, so I will post Classics information. Shasha, your final thoughts as we wind down. Let me unmute you. Give me 1 minute. Shasha, unmute. Kofi, I'm coming to you. Go ahead, Shasha.
I would just like to thank you very much for having me. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the promo. And I look forward to doing this again as I take off in my new venture as a Puyo artist.
Yes, and congratulations on that. Much success to you. Kofi, let me come to you very quickly for your final thoughts and just a quick comment on the deviation from where we started with World Creole Music Festival and how far we have strayed. So your final thoughts, Kofi. Let's make sure you are unmuted.
I mean,
yes, go ahead.
Everything evolves over time, you know. I am glad this year I see more inclusion of local artists. There's a big difference this year, and when it started, it started with the Creole theme, and yeah, we had other bands, we had other thing. Somewhere in the middle, it went a little wild, and we paid too much attention on some of the foreign artists that we brought. And what I think should have come out of the connection with the foreign artists is more collaboration. So when we bring in artists, we want to put our local musicians in a better position to, So hopefully this year, well, with the Bouyon, the rise of the Bouyon music, we see some good, collabs, and we know the Soca and the Bouyon working together. We've seen it with Marshall and so on. So I just hope that we can get something out of it. I think the lineup this year is pretty good, with the exception of maybe some high price artists, but the Bouyon lineup, the Creole lineup this year is very good. Again, in RSB years, when we were the first band to really grace the stage, the very first band, first year 1997, and it was an honor. It was good then, and the festival is just a good festival for Dominica overall. You know what I'm saying? And we have a lot of bands who have been exposed. A lot of artists got their pull up, and I love that. And I love what pioneers, man like Tilly. I mean, Tilly has been around. It's Chuck Norris and Charles Bronson used to call RSB. You know the vibes. So we were around for a long time, and like everything else, you're going to have evolution, and evolution is not going to suit everybody, but things will evolve, and some of us just have to adjust to it. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate the fact that I see more artists this year, and I think the lineup this year kind of put me in a position where I don't want to cry down the past years, because I like to look at the forward progress. You know what I mean? Progression, natural progression. So this year looking good. And I know you asked me earlier about my daughters.
Yes, we didn't get to touch on that.
That's all my focus right now. And I know sooner than later, she will be doing some of Dominica's music too, because I have intentions to make her do Bouyon, do a Bouyon track, do things. I mean, she's a pop artist. She's writing her own songs. Her sister as well is coming up, 13 and 16. So both of them are in the music and the acting thing. So I like to support the upcoming artists, because
and that's Vivian, right?
You know what I mean?
That's Vivian.
Yes.
Contact information if somebody wants to know more about her music.
All right. I'll put. You want? I'll put.
Yeah, type it in the private chat area, or just give it to me and I'll type it.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So it's Vivian James Music.
Vivian James Music.
Yeah. So she's on YouTube, Instagram. Yeah, straight out.
Yeah, so that's easy to remember, guys. If you're listening on the radio, it's just Vivian James Music, and you can find her. Maybe just start with YouTube, and then you can find her.
She has 5 releases on YouTube, and she's in the studio currently as we speak.
Excellent.
All 2 nights she's in the studio doing 2 more tracks, and so yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to forget to include the contacts for the other folks. So Classic. Area code 767-615-8857. Again, 615-8857. Very positive, uplifting music. You can even bring him to a church to perform, because he has a particular song that I love, and it is very relevant if you're looking to have him perform in a church. So more exposure. Shalina is shalinasoca@gmail.com. So SHALINA, Shalina, SOCA, Soca @gmail.com. Let's see if anybody else posted more contacts. Shasha is Charisse.Fabian@gmail.com. And guys, if you are on Facebook and YouTube, you can catch the replay and get all this information. So Q95 FM radio on Facebook and YouTube. If you want to go and just look for the comments, and you will see their contact information. So Charisse, one second. Charisse, SHARISSE.Fabian, FABIEN @gmail.com. So Sharice.Fabian @gmail.com. Someone wanted to say something?
Yeah, and you were asking about performances. For the people in Chicagoland, Chicago area, I'll be performing this weekend, Kofi and the New Roots Band at the Navy Pier in Chicago, from 5 o'clock Sunday evening to 8 o'clock. It's an open air, it's a family friendly thing, and it's just a reggae bashment for that day. So I'll be performing there. So people in Chicagoland and people looking on Facebook and so on, on YouTube can check it out this weekend. Sunday.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. So 30 seconds, everybody else, for your final thoughts. Kathy, 30 seconds. Unmute.
Okay. Kudos to all the young people and all those who are lifting them up, supporting them, bringing them out, and giving them the exposure. Keep on the collaboration, because that works. And for those of us out there with our stigmas and our one-track mind, we have to try or do our best to open our minds. And as Tilly and I mentioned, there are some songs that we and January we do not subscribe to. Then we will pass those straight and we'll go to the others. But as you said, a good point is in evolution, and we know what is for us. But keep on doing the work, Tilly and Kofi and Shasha. Great job, Shalina and Classic. Keep on doing what you're doing. And we have to remember that music is extremely powerful. It was used in the days of the civil rights movement. It's used for turning lives around and everything. It's a powerful, powerful forum for mentorship and for in culture. So you all have a big responsibility when it comes to the type of music and lyrics and what it is that you want. As you said earlier, it's your brand, it's your reputation, it is you, it is Dominica. So I wish you all the best, and keep that in mind, that we're there for you. And I will probably have you all on the Youth Effect as well.
Yes, excellent. That'd be great. Definitely. And we have a reputation of partnership and collaboration on this program. So I'm expecting some partnerships and collaboration. No pressure on Tilly and the people in the know, but I'm seeing some talent that needs to be harnessed. So no pressure on Kathy, making sure that Classic can go to Mr. Ken Robinson's studio. I'm just saying, I'm not putting no pressure on nobody, but I'm just letting you know I have a reputation of collaboration and partnerships. So I'm just expecting folks who are here, who have the resources to be able to reach out to Shalina, Shasha, and Classic to keep my reputation intact. So thank you very much. Who did not get to say their final thoughts? Shalina, did you say your final thoughts? Yes, go ahead.
Not yet, but it will be very sweet and short. Thanks so much for having me here. It's always fun doing interviews. It's always fun doing interviews, expressing myself with fresh faces. Tilly, it's been a while since I've seen you. Thanks for being here today. Sasha, keep going, because it's just a step. My social media handles, guys, Shalina Soca Officiel in French, because I'm Dominican, or Creole. So Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, all of them. TikTok, tout bagay.
Yes. Excellent.
My issue before was posting on social media, posting on Facebook. Now I am so active, you will get fed up with me. Just go on there, go on YouTube, Shalina. You will get everything that you need to see. And you have fun. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Shalina, because that is one thing we didn't get to talk about, the importance of promoting yourself using social media, the DJs, the promoters, the event organizers, and all that, the role that they all play. So maybe we can do a part 2. Tilly, your final thoughts, 30 seconds.
Yeah, Mike.
Wait, I think he's muted. Hold on. You're muted. Okay, you're unmuted. Go ahead.
Miss Robinson, your father was my mentor. He's the first man that ever made a local recording. I think it was Swinging Stars. So your father going way back in history. I was fascinated about him. Big up to Shalina. I always knew Shalina would be good. And Sasha is a bomb. Kofi, big up. Young people time is all your time. I there to help all you time pass. I there to make the movement forward. And I just want good things coming from all you. And if any help, I will be there. And I just want to say one thing about the Wolf Curl Festival. Great lineup, beautiful lineup. I have nothing to say. Whether who get plenty money, who don't get plenty money, all that again is another marketing strategy when we have to look about it, because the cost of producing a festival is huge. So it has certain times you have to move certain ways to make that money, because the world has changed. We cannot walk away from it. And whether we don't support something, but the other Caribbean islands support something, and they will flock to Dominica, I will tell you, Dominica going to be huge this year. Big up to everybody. Respect. Keep doing all your thing. I love everyone.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Tilly. And thank you for your support as always. Classic, your final thoughts if you're still with us.
Yeah, well, it was a blessing being here as always. A blessing meeting Shasha for the very, very first time. I heard about your music already, and you have a very, very good voice and good potential. Yeah. Just tell Maskman his partner, say you have a knockout for him, but you know already. Yeah, well, can get my music on YouTube at Classic Music, Instagram at Classic, email classic154@gmail.com. I'm not performing anywhere for the time because I am focusing on actually bringing out better music and a stronger catalog of music. So you can look for that in the times to come. But it was a blessing being here. Dr. Simon, thank you always for your support, and to everyone else, have a good night.
Yes, excellent. Thank you. Thank you, guys. So this was another episode of Roots Connections on Q, right here on Q95, the big station. And I've been your host, Dr. Simone Matthew. And today we were looking at how do we turn challenges into opportunities as we pave the path to success for our youth in music. And I think we did a fantastic job. I want to thank Tilly, Shasha, Kathy Robinson, Classic, Carl Kofi James, Shalina. Thank you everyone for your incredible participation, your contribution to this program. And my goal is always what happens beyond this program. Where can we collaborate? Where can we partner? Where can we assist one and the other? And like Shalina so beautifully said it, we don't have to wait until we are a success to help the next person. So I want to see more of that. So I want to thank you for joining us, whether you join us via the radio, whether you join us on YouTube and Facebook. I want to thank you for being here. Don't forget, you can catch the replay, Q95 FM radio, on Facebook and YouTube, as well as Push Past 10. So we will continue this journey. We're always grateful to be here as we continue to harness the power of international radio, social media, podcasts, and all the worldwide reach we have to leverage the expertise and the talents of our people for the sustainable development of Dominica, our Caribbean region, and the rest of the world. And if you are interested in continuing to follow all my efforts in that regard, you can jump on pushpast10.com, pushpast10.com. And if you too are doing something important, you're making a positive impact in the world, you're making a positive impact on Dominicans, especially our youth, because we have to secure the future of our youth in Dominica. I look forward to hearing from you at pushpast10@gmail.com, pushpast10@gmail.com. Kathy, I'm looking forward to the partnership. One of those days, I'm just going to sit in the background. You're going to host the program. So we have big plans for partnership and collaboration. So guys, thank you for being here. Lambi, thank you for being on the console, the Q95 family. And guys, keep sending me the music. Shasha, I have to make sure I send your music to DJ Sean at Q95 as well. He already has Shalina and Classic. And thank you, Q95, for always supporting youth development. So with that, have a great night, great evening. Enjoy the rest of your week until we meet right back here for another episode of Roots Connections on Q. Thank you and have a good night. Take care, guys. You can unmute and say bye.
Bye.
Bye, Lambie.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Yeah, man.
We'll be checking WhatsApp, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye. The baby said bye-bye.
Bye-bye, little one.
Bye-bye.
So sweet. All right. Bye. Well, I'm
Roots Connections on Q. 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. every other Wednesday on Q95, the big station. Dominicans journey beyond our shores for decades in search of economic opportunities and educational advancement. Many are ready to give back to their cherished nature island. Welcome to Roots Connections on Q.